welcome back to another episode of Nature Aquariums TV, where today we're going to talk about algae on one of our display tanks and how we're going to handle it. But before we get with our video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Alright guys, so we always talk about all the setting up and you get to see the tanks when they're doing really well. Well, today we're going to talk about a tank that's not doing well and some of the reasons why I believe we got to the point where we did. So this is one of the display tanks that were done at Aquashella, and we brought them in here and we went through a couple of growing pains with it. One of the first things that we had a stock canister filter that was too small for the flow, and I didn't have enough water circulation. So I did go and upgrade to one of my existing Oase Biomaster filters, but which turns out that even though it helped with a lot of issues, it also caused new issues all on its own, which I'm going to discuss in a second. Two, while I'm waiting for lighting, I did try out a couple different lighting options, and one of the things I discovered that a single light on the 14-inch deep tank was not giving me the spread and the coverage that I needed, considering that this scape has a central piece of wood running down the middle, which blocks a lot of the light, but then I have highlight plants on the back side and I had highlight plants on the front side. So by having a single point, I was not able to get the light where I needed. So I do have a light on order that I'm waiting for it to come in. In the meantime, I had to dig up a secondary light and add it in the back. Adding the light, cutting back and getting rid of a lot of the overgrown plants because they weren't being trimmed as they should have. I got a lot of different algae, and I wanted to go over what are some of the challenges that we're encountering. So because the flow on this tank, I have a filter that's too big for this tank, it is blowing very, very strong in just one section because the outflow pipes is just a nozzle, doesn't have what they call a lily pipe extension. So one of our plans to fix this tank is going to be to replace the inflow and outflow pipes, one that diverts the water through a wider range in the tank and therefore will not grow this algae right in its path. It's very, very prevalent that the algae is only growing in the path where it's being hit. The other thing that it did, it started pushing all the substrate and covered up the majority of the hair grass that was planted in there, and it's covered in substrate because the flow is great. We're also going to be putting in adjustable valves to cut back the flow and get it more manageable. That's on the hardware side. On the chemical side, I did request from a brand called APT, the 2-Hour Aquarius, set of fertilizers and algae treatment that I'm going to document and try them out. I want to make sure that the product performs to where we want it to perform before we offer it for sale here at the store. So I ordered a set, and I'm going to be discussing that in a couple future videos, how that is coming along. And we're going to use this tank as its test bed. Since I already have a doser, it's going to be easy for me to set the dosing on it. And because it's 20 gallons, it's going to be easy for me to adjust it as I work with the light, the CO2, the flow, and the chemicals on it and the fertilization to see if we can get some exacting and beautiful results. As always, feel free to leave me questions, comments down in the section below. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to get your questions, and we're going to be following up. This is going to be a multi-part series when we add the light and also as we add additional hardware to the tank. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Leave your comments below for any questions you may have, and happy fish keeping.